Alrighty, guys, we are back. It's EQ, and up next we have Marlon Wayans sends message to DJ Vlad after insane interview with Shannon Sharpe. Shout out to Chick Smooth for the video. Their beef stems from Vlad calling out Marlon Wayans about their whole negotiation process for an interview, where Vlad claims that Marlon asks for $40K and 30% of any revenue that the interview generates. Marlon calling him unprofessional, because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be speaking on these things in public. This is how you burn bridges in business, definitely. Little did he know that Marlon Wayans would go on to have an interview with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay, which, dude, the interview is already at 1 million. Kind of throwing what DJ Vlad claimed in his face. The fact that he can only get 100 to 300. I feel like a big portion of it was that after that, people definitely want to hear Marlon after him getting called out. And Shannon Sharpe has been on a great run this year as far as interviews, which is probably where every comedian goes to get something off their chest. But yeah, enough dilly-dallying. We're going to jump right into the video. Again, it's Marlon Wayans sends message to DJ Vlad after an insane interview with Shannon Sharpe.
What is an interview with them worth? Not how you would feel emotionally, but what would the cost be to get them to sit down with you? Recently, Vlad and Marlon Wayans had this discrepancy in public. Vlad wanted an interview. Marlon had a number and stipulations like percentages of the profits forever, but Vlad disagreed. But not only would Vlad disagree, he would go on to different interviews bringing up Marlon's number, trying to belittle his name and worth to a platform like these.
Also, sometimes these people put like these huge price tags on what it would take to get them to do an interview because they don't really want to sit in with you. They give you this extraordinary number to kind of curb you from asking. Vlad was just dumb enough to like put it out there and show how unprofessional he is.
DJ Vlad. But recently, Marlon Wayans sat down with Shannon Sharpe to do an interview that has surpassed over 1.5 million views within 24 hours. Did Vlad make a mistake? What's up, y'all? It's your man Talkers Road Report for the Chick Smooth channel. We gotta talk about this. Vlad does not believe that Marlon Wayans is worth $40,000 and revenue share for an interview, by saying averaging 300,000 views does not warrant a $40,000 paycheck. Someone would respond to Vlad agreeing with him, saying Marlon interviews are
I'd probably say it's more like in the 10 grand, but obviously Marlon has proven he can do bigger numbers. But how much of it is based on the fact that Marlon did have a beef with Vlad, and people are going to tune into that. And like I said, it's not like Shannon hasn't been on a super run interview wise.
Are great, but for business, that would be really stupid. Vlad will respond saying if Jimmy Kimmel had paid Marlon $40,000 for that interview, he would have had a $39,500 loss, LOL. Which highlights his main point. It's not whether the interview will be great, it's whether there's a return on that investment. Marlon will also respond to a supporter saying, Marlon, you a good one, because Vlad would have to pay me $500,000 for an interview and 55% of all revenue made from the video on all platforms. Now, I don't know who this person is, but that's a ridiculous ask for just about anybody in the world. But
obviously, he's being like sarcastic. He doesn't want to sit with Vlad. He's doing what I said earlier. You're giving a number that you know they're not going to pay.
Marlon will see that and reply,
that they shouldn't pay.
I try to tell him I was giving him a deal. Oh well, shrug emojis. Then Vlad will see that and post receipts saying Marlon Wayans found someone with 200 followers to agree with him. LOL. Nobody on earth is going to pay Marlon $40K for an interview when he gets 100K to 300K views on any platform he interviews on. This guy is really delusional. With that tweet, Vlad will post 3 Marlon Wayans interviews, Jimmy Kimmel, Breakfast Club, and The Daily Show, which proves his point, averaging 100 to 300K. But does that mean that's what would have happened if Marlon would have went to Vlad? With
low-key, I do think he probably would have did around that number, maybe a little higher or less, but in that general area. I do think that him having this beef with Vlad definitely ignited the Shannon Sharpe interview. But like I said, Shannon Sharpe has also been doing some monster interviews. So that plus like Marlon going through what he's going through with Vlad definitely got the video where it's at.
With how close he was to Tupac and how embedded him and his family has been in the entertainment industry for 30 years. But Marlon saw that tweet and said, you mad? You unprofessional, my guy. If you don't like the number, keep it moving. You look bad. You should fall back. Mad at a black man stating his number, and now you go public and use your platform to try to drag me. I never in my life dealt with this silly negotiating tactic. Because by and large, that's all it is. Vlad is using his public platform to diminish Marlon Wayans.
And given that he's done this shit twice this year and he's 0 for 2, I think he should kind of reconsider his strategy for real, for real.
Possible price, but Vlad will respond saying, not mad at all. I find all this amusing because you really think that you're worth 40K for an interview. I said there's nobody on earth that will pay you that, and I have yet to be proven wrong. Throwing out a stupid number for an interview is unprofessional, my guy, because your interviews don't even make 5% of that on every platform you do. And bringing up race when there's no mention of it throughout all.
Well, I mean, that amount of views will probably get you, I don't know, like $1,500, depending on what your RPM is. But it could be significantly less depending on your demographic.
All our discussions show how weak of a man you really are. Marlon would see that and reply, so yes, this has become about race. You trying to turn this into a crabs in a barrel. I see your angle now. I watch you play your hand. You want us to talk crazy, beef and tear each other down while you sit back and make money. Meanwhile, you don't even show your face. Vlad will quickly respond, not only do I show my face, but when I do interviews on the same platform as you, more than twice as many people watch. Here are the actual views when we did The Breakfast Club 1 month apart. You reached your peak 20 years ago and have been on a decline ever since. There's nothing wrong with that, but you seem to think that this is still 2004. I've been dropping facts with actual numbers this entire time, and all you can do is play the lame race card in response. So keep looking in the mirror and lying to yourself about who you think you are. The numbers don't back it up. And that would be the end of civil negotiations as Marlon.
I mean, as civil as could be, I guess. I don't know how civil it was. Vlad is definitely more relevant right now when it comes to like these hip hop topics. So I'm not surprised that he's doing more numbers. But you calling out that dude because he gave you a number that he didn't like is very unprofessional when you keep bringing it up on your platform. He has shown his face, obviously. But dude, the dude moves around like somebody that has enemies, you know? And it's like, I also don't want to live that lifestyle. He basically has to pay all the people that come on his platform to interview. Because unless you're pressed for money, you're not going onto his platform. He's already lost a ton of people that used to be, honestly, like big go-tos when it comes to interviews. Like, where's Lord Jamar right now? Where's a lot of the people that used to be out there providing content for you?
Wayans will start with the jokes saying, I see why you don't show your face. It's ugly. That ugly beard don't look real. Fatality. You look like you're in disguise. It looks like you put it on and off like some Mr. Potato Head. And then Marlon will get some type of serious saying, I'm a legend already, Vlad. My community loves me, but we hate you. F you and that random drum set in the background of that BS set. It's trash. Are you doing your show in a high school music class? Do you have
Yeah, whoever's doing like the set design should get fired. But I will say this. Like, Vlad is making it seem like Marlon is washed because the industry doesn't want to work with him, when I don't think people realize he honestly produces all his own stuff. Like all the movies that you see of him on Netflix, those are his production companies. He puts the money behind it and he's making huge returns. He's able to do these movies at a pretty low budget, relatively speaking. He's probably still like dropping millions on it, but the returns that they're getting on these movies are freaking crazy. There's a reason why those parody movies do so well. They're cheap to make, and people flock to them. Movies like Scary Movie or Meet the Blacks. Like, look at the movies that Marlon chooses to do. So he is running a great business model. It's just that, yeah, you're not going to see him get an Oscar for any of these movies. But, dude, you're seeing 2 or 3 of these on Netflix every year. Dude is making money. He's making it seem like Marlon is like some peon that doesn't have anything going for him.
Band rehearsals after, and he wouldn't stop there saying, Vlad, I advise you to leave me the F alone. Your platform is beneath me. Period. Now quit begging. I'm gonna make you regret your false accusations about my peak. 33 years in the game, and I'm just beginning. Watch as I burn your hate like rocket fuel. You a culture vulture. We all know this. And I will tell all my people, don't F with you, period. Don't watch nothing you put out. You feed off dividing and exploiting black people and artists.
Of course, that he's built an empire off that. I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. It's not like he hasn't survived these culture vulture like allegations since the beginning. He's been called that forever. I feel like the only way you actually hurt his business if you actually get these people to stop going down there and providing these interviews. But He's choosing people that need the money. He's choosing. Not every interviewer out there pays to interview people. Like, you're not getting paid to be on Breakfast Club. There's certain people that most of these places that have that type of esteem, they're not usually paying for the interview. So I do feel like Marlon just gave this number that he knew would scare off Vlad because he didn't want to go there in the first place. And if he got the money, oh fuck it, I'm gonna go and do it and half-ass it. But it's gonna take a lot to get him out the house to go and sit in front of Vlad or in front of one of Vlad's like representatives, because I feel like that is another reason why he doesn't show his face. Like, if you don't show your face and you don't just brand it around yourself, you can literally have these like offsite interviews that are being done by your other employees, your other interviewers, and now it's just more content, and it's not just tied to you being there. So I get that. Don't try to demean Marlon like Marlon is some has-been or peon. The dude just switched his business model. It's pretty smart. It's like an artist going independent right now because we don't need the labels anymore to print out CDs, fam. Anyone can upload something onto the DSPs right now, like on the drop of a dime. So right now, the only thing that you would want from a label is the attention that they would be able to get you. But we live in a day and age now where you don't even need them for that. You can go viral off one TikTok now. So times have definitely changed. People definitely have been adjusting.
You are divisive and bad for our community. And then Marlon will show why he believes he's worth being paid for an interview, saying, here's why your platform is beneath me. I am a legend, bro. And that's just the beginning, while showing a picture saying that Marlon Wayans' films have grossed 1.1 billion in domestic box office and nearly 1.8 billion in global box office. And before he sat with Shannon Sharpe, Marlon Wayans would tweet out, "Black men, stay away from Vlad. He a fed. Listen to his interviews. He's trying to pit us up against each other. He's starting beefs in our community and informing at the same time. This is not an interview, it's an interrogation." It would have been a $40,000 investigation if Vlad would have accepted it, but he didn't. So Marlon went to Club Shay Shay and Shannon Sharpe to tell stories about his.
The other thing is, you're not forced to answer these questions. A lot of these people, they get up there and they feel the need to answer everything that they're being asked. That's why it's always dope when you see somebody in there like legitimately go and say, I'm not answering that, and literally stop the interview from forcing that question upon them, which is always super, super dope. Like, when you get booked for these things, you don't have to answer every freaking question. Like, use some common sense. Like, at the end of the day, these people want content. They don't care if you're going to get locked up or if there are going to be any other violent like ramifications for you spilling something that you shouldn't be talking about. Yeah, I feel like people haven't learned that yet. Like, it's fine. Go and use their platform and try to get some clout and some eyes on you, but be smart. Like, when you're here, you don't have to literally answer everything.
His life and how impactful his family has been in entertainment. Like how In Living Color was so successful the day of the Super Bowl that the next year, the Super Bowl created the halftime and invited Michael Jackson just to steal their crowd back from In Living Color. Or how the karma around Harvey Weinstein developed on its own without Marlon or his family ever having to take any type of retribution from having their ideas stolen from the production company. And how NBC didn't want John Witherspoon.
Honestly, that's probably the reason why Marlon went and took it upon himself to like start his own thing. Because yeah, look what Harvey Weinstein did. I want to say after it was a Scary Movie 3 or 4 was when everything totally shifted. And honestly, it's when it fell off. When you lose the creative minds behind something, it's really hard to like recreate that magic.
Because he was too ghetto, and how as a family they stood up for what they believed in and
Pops,
didn't take the extra money from Fox while they were broke. So having principle stands is not a new thing for Marlon Wayans or the Wayans family. And as the success of the Marlon Wayans sit down with Shannon Sharpe continues, he would post on Instagram saying, "Someone once laughed at a Marlon Wayans 1.4 million views in 24 hours, that I could only pull 300K views. I guess the juice is worth the squeeze."
No, it's definitely fire. Fire for Shannon Sharpe and Marlon Wayans, both of them. And it's cool to see Vlad get like a slap in the face when it comes to like him just like trying to demean others and make these crazy claims. I do feel like if Marlon were to keep doing interviews, you're not going to keep seeing the same return. But the fact that like this happened right after Vlad talking all that shit, it makes it even more awesome.
Wild Child Tour, get your tickets. He will continue sending another sub at Vlad saying, "1 million views in 10 hours. Checkmate, a gentleman's game." Who do you think is right in the situation? Do you think Shannon Sharpe paid Marlon Wayans $40,000 plus
I don't think
revenue
so.
to sit down with him? Or was that just a price put on Vlad's platform? Let me know in the comments.
I totally think that it was a price put on Vlad because he never respected Vlad in the first place. He didn't want to do the interview. But if you get a bag that big, he's probably going to put the morals to the side for a second and go do the interview. Now, as to how far he's going to answer the questions, who knows? But like, I'm pretty sure that whole Shannon Sharpe interview, maybe he gets like a cut of the profits. But man, if I was Marlon, I would do it for free just to get the views to throw it in Vlad's face. This is definitely a crazy situation. At the very least, very unprofessional from Vlad. When contract negotiations break down or anything like this happens, and you put this type of information out there, it doesn't really make you look any better. And like I was saying earlier, he's already had another atrocious situation when it comes to calling somebody out through social media. So obviously not the right play from Vlad. But this isn't the first scandal he's had. It won't be the last. I feel like the platform is going to keep being there because there's always going to be somebody that's going to be willing to crash out for a few bucks and create these viral moments. So while they're getting a few grand, you have Vlad over here getting hundreds of thousands from the content it generates. Because it's not just the interview. They go and they clip it, then they put it on shorts, they put it on reels, they put it on all these other platforms where it's monetizing for him. So the dude is making a killing off a lot of these interviews, like Keefe D and people like that. When they're doing, bam, they're not doing great in life. They're not rich. They're taking a lot of these opportunities and incriminating themselves because like, bam, the big bags that these people are offering them. Even if people answering these questions don't know the ramifications of speaking on crimes that have no statutes of like limitations. So like, yeah, man, you're always gonna have somebody willing to crash out for the bread. I'm happy that Marlon stuck to his convictions. He didn't just do the interview just because a lot of people do that. But there's a reason why Lord Jamar ain't there, Godfrey ain't there, and a plethora of other people have kind of left like Vlad's side that used to defend him. Like, bam, you're a wolf in sheep's clothing, and we see it. He moves around like a vulture, and it's plain to see. But definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think Vlad was being unprofessional? Do you guys think Marlon's going to keep doing these numbers? I don't think he can sustain that, but I think because of this beef and because of the drama surrounding it, whatever Marlon did next was going to be huge. And the fact that he did it with Shannon Sharpe was honestly all the firepower you needed to make sure that this interview went and did these monstrous numbers. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Yeah, and let me know what you think about Marlon's career. I think he's doing great. He may not be doing these blockbuster films, but he's making a shit ton of money from the films he is producing. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, fam, it's going great. The dialogues are always super dope. Like the messages you guys send and like you guys give a lot of leads on videos and stuff like that. It's always appreciated. I want to let you guys know that I am super, super grateful. And yeah, let's keep growing this channel. Let's keep having these dope dialogues. Hope you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon.